The power of small acts of kindness. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor baker who struggled to make ends meet. Despite his humble circumstances, he always greeted his customers with a warm smile and a kind word. Every morning, an elderly woman would come to his shop, and though she could barely afford bread, the baker would always give her an extra loaf for free. One day, the woman handed the baker a tiny woven pouch and said, "Thank you for your kindness. This may not look like much, but it holds something precious." Inside the pouch was a single seed. The baker was puzzled, but he planted the seed in a pot by his window. Days passed, and to his amazement, the seed grew into a beautiful golden tree with leaves that shimmered like the sun. People from neighboring villages began to hear about the miraculous tree, and soon the baker's shop was filled with customers from far and wide. His humble act of kindness had blossomed into something far greater than he could have imagined. From that day on, he lived comfortably, always remembering that small acts of kindness can grow into blessings beyond our wildest dreams. The power of perseverance. In a distant land, there was a young artist named Layla who loved painting more than anything else in the world. Every day, she would sit by the river and create beautiful works of art. Yet no matter how hard she tried, no one seemed to appreciate her paintings. She would take her work to the village market, only to return home with unsold canvases and a heavy heart. One evening, feeling disheartened, she told her mentor, an elderly artist, that she wanted to give up. The old man smiled gently and handed her a rough stone. "Take this stone," he said, "and polish it every day until it shines." Layla was confused but followed his advice. Day after day, she polished the stone, but it looked no different. She grew frustrated, but the old man encouraged her to continue. Finally, after weeks of persistence, the stone began to shine like a jewel. Her mentor then said, "Your art is like this stone. It may not shine right away, but if you keep refining it, one day the world will see its beauty. Don't give up too soon." Inspired, Layla continued to paint, and soon her work began to catch the attention of art collectors. Her perseverance paid off, and she became one of the most celebrated artists of her time. Believe in yourself. The power of perseverance and self-belief. In a small town, there was a young boy named Alex who dreamed of becoming a great inventor. He loved building things, but no matter how many ideas he shared, people told him his inventions were silly or impossible. "You're just a dreamer," they would say. One day, while walking through the park, Alex saw a group of children struggling to push a heavy merry-go-round. They wanted to make it spin faster, but couldn't. Alex had an idea. He rushed home, gathered some materials, and created a small motorized device. The next day, he attached it to the merry-go-round, and with the flip of a switch, the children's ride spun smoothly and effortlessly. Word of Alex's invention spread quickly. Soon, people who once doubted him were coming to him with requests to build new devices to make their lives easier. Alex didn't let the early rejection stop him from pursuing his dreams, and eventually he became a famous inventor, known for changing the world with his brilliant creations. The lesson? Never let others' doubts keep you from believing in yourself. The world may not see your vision at first, but if you stay true to it, you can achieve more than anyone ever thought possible. The gardener's wisdom, a lesson in patience and dedication. There was once a gardener who spent years growing a beautiful garden. Every day he watered the plants, pulled out weeds, and tended to the flowers with love and care. One day, a traveler passing by asked, "Why do you work so hard on this garden when it takes so long for the flowers to bloom?" The gardener smiled and replied, "It's not just the flowers that matter. It's the process of nurturing them. Patience and care are what make the garden grow strong. The blooms are a reward, but it's the daily tending that brings peace to the soul." Months later, the garden was in full bloom, and the traveller returned, amazed by the sight. "Now I understand," he said. "You didn't just grow flowers, you grew a masterpiece of dedication and patience." The gardener's wisdom teaches us that life's rewards come not only from the results we seek, but from the care and attention we give to every step of the journey. True growth happens over time, and with persistence, the most beautiful outcomes are achieved.